Today on the channel, we've got one of the more panned figures of late 2023. We're looking at Marvel Knights Luke Cage Power Man on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? Way I Got It Figured, back with another Marvel Legends review. This time, we're looking at Luke Cage Power Man from the Mindless One Build-A-Figure wave. This was the first wave back with the classic Marvel Legends packaging. They've now moved on to a universal style packaging, but we got a couple of waves that brought back the old packaging before they changed it. And this is one of the figures from that first wave. I didn't get them at the time. I had other things going on, other things to review. So I picked them up at a local toy store, like a local sort of toy store. And I always wanted them. One of the things we all know by now, I'm late reviewing a figure, is that he doesn't have an ab crunch, and I want to see how well that affects me. Like, do I really care that he doesn't have an ab crunch? Am I going to put him in poses where he needs an ab crunch? I'm not sure that I need to do that, but if it works out that it's not good, I'll certainly tell you in the video. But this is the classic version of Luke Cage, and so as a kind of a top 100 Marvel guy, he's definitely a character that needs to be in my collection. And then of course he got the modern version with the Iron Fist 2-pack, so I'll have him too soon enough. Modern and classic, along with Iron Fist, so everything will be full circle at that point. So as normal, we're going to look at the packaging, get the figure out, pose them around, do a couple of comparisons, get you out of here with some final thoughts. So starting with Luke's package, it's the classic Marvel Legends packaging. Got your little Luke Cage kind of logo there. Got your Gene Colan artwork of Luke on the side. Same thing on the other side. Same thing on the back. Your cross cell in the wave. And then you got your text, Luke Cage Power Man. Having accidentally gained superhuman strength and bulletproof skin from a science experiment, Luke Cage becomes a hero for hire known as Power Man. Yes, I have one eye right now, so I pre-read that and then read it again for the video. So just so you know, I can't see out of one eye. But to go further into Luke Cage's origin, the experiment that gave him accidental superhuman strength was an attempt to recreate the super soldier serum. And as Mark D. Bright put it, he fell into a vat of cream of wheat and became Luke Cage Power Man. Always wanted to say that on a video, so I get to say it. Thank you, Mark D. Bright. Or rather, thank you, Christopher Priest. Mark D. Bright drew the comic book. Christopher Priest wrote the comic book. So we're going to get Luke out and see what we can see. All right, so we got Luke out of the package with his accessories. Just comes with an extra pair of hands and the right leg, rather the left leg, of the Mindless One Build-A-Figure. So I guess I'll go ahead and show that off since I'm not going to probably ever get the rest of it. Nice thick beady leg. Pretty cool. Probably going to get sold. As for Luke, he is in his classic 70s attire. And you may be wondering why he doesn't have blue pants on. Well, the issue there is the black pants are actually accurate. In the 70s and even into the 80s, and maybe even very early into the 90s, newsprint would not transfer black. It would just show up as a blob on the paper. So they would use blue with a lot of shading to denote black. So like if you think Spider-Man's costume is blue and red, well, sure, it is now, but it actually started out as black and red. Batman never wore a blue outfit. It was always black and gray. You know, Superman and Batman have blue highlights in their hair. If you look at any 70s comic, because their hair is black, so couldn't really do it without causing a problem. So that's why. So canonically, a lot of things have changed. It's just blue now. Batman has a blue costume. The Beast was gray. Now he's blue. He has to be blue because that's what your eye saw. It's not necessarily what the ink, it wasn't the intended color. It just had to be what it was. Anyway, enough about that. So Luke is definitely using some parts here. You know, he's got the standard sort of Buccaneer boots that a lot of guys have. I don't know if they're not exactly Captain America Buccaneer boots. And he has the arms like that Wonder Man has. In fact, Wonder Man even has the bracers. So he's definitely rocking Wonder Man's arms. And of course, he's got his own torso. And what might have been nice is if they gave him another head where he, like maybe an angrier head. Probably could have gone for that. But he's got his tiara. He's got his kind of afro. And his chain belt. And that is Luke Cage, Hero for Hire. So in terms of posing, which is one of the big sticking points for this figure, of course, you know, this is standard. He's got the T-pose going, no ab crunch, so you have to bend them down there. Kicks pretty good and everything like that. So just to show, basically I'm just showing that his articulation is the same as any other Marvel Legends except for this this torso. So the question becomes, when you go to pose them, do you really need the ab crunch? And you know, this character is kind of a two-fisted guy, and you know, you'd be mainly punching somebody, something like that. Like this is probably a super duper Luke Cage Power Man pose right here. I don't need an ab crunch for that. Probably got to figure out a way to balance him on his legs, but you know, that's a decent pose. I have no fight with that pose. So if you ask me, it's okay that he doesn't have ab crunch. You know, I know that we sort of decide that everything has to be the same, or you know, it's very easy to just pan something if it doesn't do the exact same thing as everybody else. But I think that the articulation should match the character. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't like an ab crunch, but you know, for him to have his appearance, which is the main thing he's going to do, stand up on a shelf somewhere and kind of stand there. That's a perfect pose for Power Man. So I'm going to say that the pose test worked out for me. We can discuss it in the comments. All right, so I'm going to get them compared with a couple other Marvel Legends. All right, so first comparison, we've got Doctor Doom. Why did I choose Doctor Doom? Because Power Man once raided Latveria because Doom owed him like $5 or something like that. Back in the day, when Luke Cage was a hero for hire, Doom hired him for something, and it was like maybe like $5. It was a low number, it wasn't a bunch of money. And Doom didn't pay, and Luke Cage busted into Latveria to get his money. So, that happened in Marvel Comics, people. And I can't have Dr. Doom on the table and not put him in the video because Doom is no man's second choice. Okay. Secondly, we will bring in Marvel Legends 20th Anniversary Captain America. One of my favorite figures. Definitely my all-time favorite character. And actually one of Luke Cage's idolized Captain America. And his powers come from an attempt to recreate Captain America. So there you go. I think that's good enough for comparisons. I'm going to move on to final thoughts. Final thoughts on Marvel Legends Mindless One Build-A-Figure Wave Power Man Luke Cage. Hey, I like this guy. I don't know what everybody's complaining about. I get that he doesn't have a major piece of articulation. I do understand that. I'm not going to make him like a 10 rank or anything. But, as I showed, you certainly can do whatever you need to do a character appropriate to Luke Cage for sure. So that's my judgment on that. For that, I'm going to give this figure the way I got a figure rank of 8 out of 10. I'm going to say 8. It's a classic rendition of a character. Top, 100 character of all time Marvel for me. And I'm happy I got him. So there you go. That's going to do it for this one. As we move into March, got more Marvel Legends coming in. So please check that out. And if you're new to the channel, please like and subscribe. We are growing our following, and we're trying to bring out the best videos we can bring out. Your support definitely helps with that. So with that said, till next time, happy collecting. Everybody stay safe. See you on the next video. Peace.
The way I got it figured.